Good evening. It is nearly 10 p.m. and it's time to take a look at the 10 p.m. observations that are starting to come in. We continue to see rain very heavy over central and southern New Jersey with winds around 10 to 20 miles per hour with gusts pushing over 40 miles per hour, especially right along the coast. Wildwood is a warm location at 50 degrees. Meanwhile, up in northern New Jersey, it's 30 degrees. We got a nice 20-degree gradient sitting over the region, supporting strong lifting, and of course, the heavy precipitation. As we zoom into Long Island, you can see temperatures are in the mid to upper 30s. They've warmed up quite a bit since then. Newark is at 36. LaGuardia is at 37. Meanwhile, just north of there, we are seeing snow in Teterboro at 33, snow in Cadwell at 34. Up towards Sussex County, 30 degrees, heavy snow, visibility below a half a mile. Northeastern Pennsylvania, up by Scranton and towards the Poconos, moderate to heavy snowfall. Temperatures are in the 20s. It's around 26 degrees right around Mount Pocono. So you're seeing that the cold air is there. Meanwhile, winds are starting to back to the north now. And while we see rainfall here in Scranton, don't be surprised we see a mix over changing back over to snow and sleet as that cold air starts to get funneled down. We're seeing that, in fact, towards Allentown, Queen City, where we're getting reports of light snow now. So you can see this is starting to bleed on southward as it's evolving. Meanwhile, Reading is still at rain, but down to 35 degrees. And off to the west, we're starting to see signs of freezing rain and sleet mixing in at times. So we're seeing the evolution of the storm very nicely. When you take a look at the radar, you're noticing we're starting to see more signals of snow and sleet mixing in around Allentown, but the precipitation is racing northward. This is the first part of the storm. As that rain snow line starts to push northward, snow will continue over northern New Jersey, and that rain snow line will stall basically around the Carolina, the Connecticut coast back through northern New Jersey and off towards Allentown. So let's say Allentown to Yonkers to Bridgeport and then off towards Newport and Rhode Island. So that's where it's pretty much going to stop and then start to pivot. So the first part of the storm lifts through. Then we're starting to see the development of the second part of this storm with the other wave of moderate to heavy snowfall is going to march through. So, one of the big changes that we are seeing now compared to the past few hours is that the mid-level lows have shifted towards the coast. This is at 925 millibars. The 925 millibar low is now over southern New Jersey and the Delmarva Peninsula, lifting off towards Long Island. And as a result, we're going to start to see these winds backing to the north as the primary circulation shifts towards the coast. And at 850 millibars, this is what we've been waiting for, consolidation of the 850 millibar low. That's why that rain snow line is going to start to stall. The freezing line is going to start to stall. There's our 850 millibar low, and that is heading off towards the central New Jersey coast and south to Long Island. As that evolves, you're going to see this cold air drive towards the coast, not fast enough for central and southern New Jersey, Monmouth, Ocean, Cumberland, down towards Cape May. Those kinds, look, this is rain, as we all know, and as the forecast pertained. But this gradient is going to start setting up some stretching. So what we're going to be watching out for is, let me see if I can pull this off. Okay, so the frontal genesis here is starting to show up here, and you're starting to see this signal starting to take shape here. Now, when I pull up the deformation zone, now this is what we're going to be watching for. See these vectors here? You're going to start to see this stretching more and more as we move on through the morning hours. So while we're sleeping, as I hope I'll be sleeping at 2 a.m., 4 a.m., you're going to start to see the stretching in the atmosphere, and you're going to start to see on the infrared satellite picture, colder cloud tops start to develop here as the strongest lifting lifts off towards New England and a new band of lifting starts to take shape. And in the water vapor satellite picture, you're going to start to see, again, another area of cooling cloud tops and that stretching in the deformation zone setting up. So this continues to lift off to the northeast, We get our next band starting to take shape back here. And so, what does that look like in the model guidance? Well, the latest HRR shows up pretty nicely here, where the precipitation lifts northward, continuing heavy snow in Connecticut, in the Hudson River Valley, some sleet mixing in at times, Poconos up towards northeastern Pennsylvania, extreme northern New Jersey, continuing on with snow past midnight. We get a bit of a break as the strongest lifting lifts northward, and here comes the consolidation of our next heavy band, swinging on through tomorrow morning. Now, again, central New Jersey, going to be really tough to pull off any type of additional accumulation, which is expected in Monmouth County. Watch out around Philadelphia. That could be another quick inch, but that's about it. And then, as you can see, towards northeastern Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey, New York City, northern half of Long Island, very heavy, intense snowfall. Connecticut continue with heavy snowfall. Again, this is in the mid morning hours through the early afternoon. If you're interested in the football game, by the way, the Patriots and Jets are going to be dealing with some pretty heavy snowfall as this is marching its way through. And again, this is a very intense band, very intense. So we're talking about in this level in DBZ, this is some impressive heavy snowfall rates. And as this is happening, those temperatures are going to be falling down towards freezing, which means it will accumulate. So that is where we're at with the storm. As far as verification of the storm, I'm in serious trouble of not verifying down in this area. Reading, down towards Hershey, Harrisburg, those are definitely problem areas. I like where I'm at with Allentown, especially with that second band coming through. Perfect setups for Scranton. Northern New Jersey looks pretty good. This whole area is on the way towards verification. This area hit and miss. We'll see how this plays out, where we're expecting 3 to 6 inches of snow. It's going to be tough in Lancaster and York to pull that off, but we'll see how that plays out. That 1 to 3 inches verified in Trenton based on National Weather Service observations. We'll see what happens in Westchester, but there's some positive reports around there. Philadelphia is going to be tough to pull off that inch, but we'll see what happens. Down here, verification is expected up towards Long Island. Again, that snow band that moves through with that 1 to 3 inches is going to get close to that potential here. And of course, the north half of Long Island, where we're talking about 3 to 6 inches, that 3 inches is going to be a possibility as we move on through the morning hours. Connecticut looks really good the way things are setting up. Same thing with the Hudson River Valley and around the Catskills. So far, so good with the forecast. We'll see how everything plays out. And we'll have one final video update at midnight. We'll have a text update at 11 p.m., video update at midnight, and then I'm going to get some rest and then hit it right back again at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. As always, stay